Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Georgia B, your nurse that's addicted to makeup, who's actually in a low-buy journey, but I still managed to rack up a lot of eyeshadow palettes because I am addicted to eyeshadow palettes. So that's the one that I have the most in my makeup collection. Anyways, I'm going to be showing you guys all of the eyeshadow palettes that I've used from the very beginning of fall season all the way until the holiday season. And in this video, I'm also going to be figuring out if I will be carrying this eyeshadow palette all the way into the winter season, and will I be adding to it or not. Alright, so let's begin because there's quite a few eyeshadow palettes in front of me. If you guys are interested to know which eyeshadow palettes I have in my possessions at the moment that I've used from the fall season all the way until the holiday season, then keep on watching. Before we head on and start this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you feel my vibe, you know, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna go through them like really fast, or as fast as I can, because we have 25 palettes to talk about today. So let's start with all the eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection, the older eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to bring out for the fall season all the way until the holiday season. This is also my way of using up what I have, because like I said, I have been in a low buy journey as much as I can, and so I'm trying to use up all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have already in my collection so we can make use of them, you know. Alright, so let's start with eyeshadow palettes that are released or that were released by influencers, beauty YouTubers. So let's start with the Morphe x James Charles. So the reason why I brought this out is because I've joined this community in Facebook. They're fantastic club, I think. Joined them because I wanted to have ideas on how I can actually make use of my products, my eyeshadow palettes specifically. So and I saw one post in there, and it's actually a really good idea to bring out the biggest eyeshadow palette that you have, which is at the moment this is the one. And I've not been able to let go of this one is because it truly is an artistry palette, because it has every color in there that you can think of. Well, that one popped out, sorry. That shade that specifically popped out, I actually depotted it and I've uploaded actually a video of it where it's like I created my own eyeshadow palette. I put them all in a Z palette, and they were from all of my eyeshadow palette collections, and I just picked the colors that I wanted for the spring season, and that was actually this year as well. But yeah, so I picked one from this eyeshadow palette, and it was that one right there, and it popped out. But oops, oh my god. Yeah, it's so big. See this? And you could really create a lot of good looks with this eyeshadow palette. You know, the formula is pretty decent. So, and I'm still trying to figure out and find out like which of all this eyeshadow shades that it's in here that I really like. And so before I let go of it, I want to depot the ones that I really like from here, and then I'll let go of it and to whoever wants it. But I do have a whole year for this. So I started using this back in August 28th of 2022. So August 28th of 2023 will be the last day I will be using this. Let's move on to the Jaclyn Hill by Morphe again. And this is the Armed and Gorgeous. I think it's like a vault that she came out with a few years back. And this is what I brought out for the fall season, is because as you can see, it really does tell you it is fall. The color, everything is fall in here. The formulation on this one is not as impressive as it can be, but it's pretty decent. And you know, I don't know if I have already mentioned it to you guys, but how I use all of this eyeshadow palettes in front of me is I have a bowl. I changed the color of my basket. It was green, now I changed to purple because I'm a purple queen. So I have all this stuff in here is all of the eyeshadow palettes that we're going to be talking about today. And then every day I would pick something else and say, like for this one, it says Salted Caramel by Too Faced. So then I would use that as an eyeshadow palette for the day. Then once I'm done with it, I put it in here so that way I could still go through all of the lists. So, you know, the fishbowl technique, right? So I do that, and then once it's all gone and used up, then I put them all back again and scramble them again so I could use them. So imagine I started putting all this out towards the end of August. So I've managed to actually use up all of them and made a lot of looks from all of these eyeshadow palettes. So yes, that one's that. And then of course the next one, or the last one from the YouTuber or beauty influencers eyeshadow palettes, is Dominique Cosmetics, and this is her Latte palette. I always pull this out every fall season because it screams fall. I mean, look at that. It's just, oh my god. And then these 3 shades right here, sorry, let's do this. These 3 shades right here, it's just something that, I don't know, this is going to remain in my collection forever, for sure, because it's just, I love it. And oh, I forgot, so we will be mentioning if I will be bringing them into the winter season. So from the 3 influencers, of course, I will bring this one because I am committed to this for a whole year, so I have to take it with me. These 2 I probably will not take with me to winter season because it really screams fall season. So will be the end of. Okay, next one, let's talk about these eyeshadow palettes that I have in here. Let's start with Zoeva. This is the Cocoa Blend eyeshadow palette. This is from way back, like what, 2016, 2017 eyeshadow palette. I've only used it like a couple times and I brought it out again because I wanted to use it. I wanted that smoky, chocolatey, it doesn't smell like chocolate, but yeah, I wanted this one for the fall as well. So I remember the first time I got this, I remember I thought it had like the best formula and everything, and the color story is just delicious. But the more I used it around this time, I was like, because I guess like I've managed to accumulate all of these eyeshadow palettes from different brand, and I have experienced really good formula, and this is not a top-notcher anymore. So yeah, but it's Zoeva, it's the Cocoa Blend. It's like everybody back in the day have this, and I don't think I'm letting go of this anytime soon. I do still want it in my collection. Next one are the 2 eyeshadow palettes from Dose of Colors. This is the Sassy Siennas and Blushing Berries. Every time I think of fall, these 2 will always come up because they are fall season to me, and it's so easy to come up with looks having this eyeshadow palette. Every time I use this eyeshadow palette, I actually end up using all 5 shades, to be honest. And the same thing with Blushing Berries. And this is just like my way of having to create looks with just matte looks, because I've always loved the shimmer, as you can see. But every time I use this, I always come up with really gorgeous matte looks. And formula Dose of Colors, still bomb. And not taking with me to the winter season because definitely it's fall season. Let's talk about ColourPop real quick before I move on to the rest. Right here I have this 2 eyeshadow palettes. This one, of course, the Dream Street, I always bring out every year since I got this for the fall season. It's my jam. I love this for the fall season. I actually love this for the holiday season as well because it has like this feel of Christmassy in there. I don't know, I just love it. I love creating looks with it, and as you can see, this is still my all-time favorite shade right here. But all of the shades in here are actually amazing. I don't know if it's still available in ColourPop. I'm so sorry if it's not, but if you have this in your collection, perhaps maybe next year you can bring it out for the holiday season, or from fall all the way to the holiday season, so you can make use of your eyeshadow palettes. But yes, this is still going to be in my all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes, and I will never ever get rid of it. I'm gonna take this to the winter season. For this one right here, this is the Hocus Pocus, and this is again by ColourPop in collaboration with Hocus Pocus, my favorite fall Halloween movie, because I grew up watching the sisters. So it has really cute purple shades in there. It has really good green color in there as well. And I've created such cute looks using this eyeshadow palette. It's definitely for like the October month type of eyeshadow palette. And I have used this up all the way until the holiday season, to be honest, because you can still create a lot of good looks with it because of the purple shades that you have in here. Formula wise, this is bomb as still for ColourPop, but I'm not going to take this with me to the winter season. Let's talk about Too Faced. So these are all of my fall holiday Too Faced collection. Let's start with the smallest one, which is I still love and I will not let go anytime soon, which is the Salted Caramel. I just love this story right here. I love it, and you can create cute looks and so easy to create looks with this. Cinnamon Swirl. So every year Too Faced comes out with holiday, like Thanksgiving, fall season eyeshadow palettes in tin cans. This year they came out with one which is Pumpkin Spice Second Slice or something like that, and it didn't come in a tin can packaging, and I was like, why would you do that? Like, I look forward to these because I love the packaging. For a lot of people, they probably don't like it because it's bulky, but it's one of the reasons why I buy it. I want it in my collection, and it's in a uni carton. I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. I want it in a tin can. So I didn't buy that this year. So start with the most recent. I think last year 2021 was Cinnamon Swirl, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, to be honest, this is my all-time favorite from the three, Cinnamon Swirl, because every time I use it, I always come up with the best looks. Like, and the formula on this one is actually way better than the gingerbread spice and the pumpkin spice. So Cinnamon Swirl, and of course they all smell good. I love it. It's my favorite from the three. Then Pumpkin Spice, I believe, was 2020. I don't know, my years could be wrong, but this one also has a really good, cool, really cute and good color story. It's just that every time I use it, my looks seem to be repetitive because I always just reach out for the same color all the time because I'm drawn into that same color. But I still do want to explore this one, so I'm not gonna give up on this. Like, I'm not giving it away. I'm keeping it in my collection, and for sure you guys will probably see this again next year. And then Gingerbread Spice is an older one. This one is also, it has a really good, cute color story as well, but the formula isn't that great, to be honest, and that's the reason why Cinnamon Swirl is like my favorite, because it has the best formulation as far as compared to the three. And me taking this to the winter season, it's a no because they really scream fall. So now let's move on to my newer eyeshadow palettes. They're not really new, like they're new to my collection because I just bought them this year, 2022. I saw this one in Ulta and I was like, oh my god, that color is so pretty, because you know I am a very much boring person when it comes to eyeshadow palette story, but this is just like cool tone neutral. Doesn't, oh my god, it's just delicious. I love this. The formula on this, bomb. I think there's only one eyeshadow color in here shimmer wise that I was like, what the heck is this? Like, it just falls off your face, your eyes I mean, but the rest are amazing. And they do have other color story from this one. This is the LA Girl Keep It Playful eye palette. And I am going to take this with me to the winter season because it's neutral and I love neutral color. And, you know, this could create good looks for New Year's Eve. So we're keeping that one. Okay, let's move on to all of the ColourPop eyeshadow palettes that I have bought this year. I know. Let's start with this quads, right? If you have this quads, it's just the easiest way to create eyeshadow looks because you get to use all four and bam, you're done. Okay, so this one is the Sorbet. This is lovely. And then, of course, this one right here is the Get 'Em Tiger. Like I said, this too, bomb.com. Every time I look at it, it just reminds me of winter. So I'm going to take this with me to the winter season. But this one, no, because this is really fall season right here. It really does. And holiday. So I'm going to put that on the other side. Now let's move on to another one, which is not a box of chocolate. Like I said in the beginning, I bought the whole collection. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. I love this eyeshadow palette. You guys, this is like a dream come true. Okay, this is like neutral, warm tone, cool tone. Oh my god, it's everything. I love it. And it really does look like chocolate, you know. It's just, it's so delicious. And every time I use this, I always end up creating really smoky, sensuous, chocolatey look, and I love it. So, and I am gonna take this with me to the winter season because it's another neutral palette. Why not? And next one is the Hocus Pocus 2. So the one I showed you earlier, this one right here, is the first eyeshadow palette that ColourPop came out with in collaboration with Hocus Pocus, and they came out with another one, the 2. I bought this because I am a big fan of Hocus Pocus. That's all. I did not look at the color story. I'm not really attracted to it when I looked at it in the website, but when I got it and I started playing with it, like meaning I started using it and creating looks with it, you guys, you'll be surprised. You will be surprised by the looks that this gives you. I was like, oh my god, this is actually cute. But yes, it's wonderful. And you know what, I'm actually still thinking about either bringing this to the winter season or not. I'm gonna put this in the pile that says maybe, and I'll probably think about it. Let's move on to the last ColourPop eyeshadow palette that I have in my collection that I bought recently this year, and this is the Harry Potter eyeshadow palette. And yes, I bought the whole entire collection too. Why not? I am a huge Harry Potter fan. Don't argue with me. Okay, so that is the Harry Potter eyeshadow palette. I love this eyeshadow palette. The color story is, I mean, it's really Harry Potter. What can I say? I am not going to be taking this with me to the winter season. Let's move on to the YouTuber beauty influencer brand or collaborations. Let's start with the Il Makiage and Kathleen Lights collaboration, this Disco Fox eyeshadow palette. Oh my goodness. But I love this eyeshadow palette. Like I said, it's another neutral dream right here, and I can just have this eyeshadow color right here, and then next to it this too, and I'm good. And yes, I'm going to be taking this with me to the winter season because I love it. I really love this eyeshadow palette. The next one is from Miss Christine Dominique. Actually, I love her too. The reason why I bought this one, the Dominique Essential palette, is because I have her original Transition palette right here, and I love this. Okay, I travel with this all the time. Everywhere I go, I always take that with me. And when she came out with this, and I'm like, oh, it's a smaller version of the Transition palette, and it now has shimmer shades in them. So cute. This two right here, my jam. I've managed to use this twice now. This is actually what I have on my eye. I've managed to use this twice now because that's how new this is to me. And I've only just used this two shades, to be honest. Every time I dip into this eyeshadow palette, I use this two shades right here on my eye. They're just my favorite. I love it. But then I use this as my blush too, and then the one color next to it, I use it as my bronzer. So it is still an essential palette because it has all your neutrals, and the shimmer shades in here are so easy to use. They're actually very, very beginner friendly, and I love the color story. And this right here, packaging, color, aesthetic, so pleasing. And I'm taking this with me to the winter season because I love the color story. The formula is amazing. They're so beginner friendly, and also I've only used it twice and I want to use it more because I really do want to dip into all of those colors. And you can use it all year long. I mean, it is an essential palette, right? Last one from the beauty influencers, of course, as always, my OG, Jaclyn Cosmetics. I bought her Luxe Legacy. This is the one in collaboration with her mom. And I am, of course, going to take this with me to the winter season because it's also another neutral eyeshadow palette. Like I said, I'm boring and I love neutral eyeshadow palettes. I do. And you can create a lot of great, amazing looks using this eyeshadow palette. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's so easy to create looks with this eyeshadow palette too. So, taking this with me as well. Novo eyeshadow palette. I took this with me everywhere I go this year. Seriously, because it is just so beautiful. Like, oh my god, the color story on this one is just not common, to be honest. Like how they created this is just, and the formula, let me tell you. No, I will not tell you. Just go get it for yourself and try it because it is amazing. I love it. Like, this is like ABH comeback. Anyways, there is a favorite shade in here that I really love. It's the Belle. I think it's, yeah, Belle. So delicious. I love that shade. And yeah, and then Peacock. So dreamy, smoky, yes. And I'm taking this with me to the winter season. Now let's talk about Rose Metals. And this one just gives you that grungy, smoky eyeshadow looks, and it's just, I love it. Also, the formula is the same thing with Novo. It's just that this color story might not work for everybody if you're not into those grungy, smoky eye look, but every time you use this, that's what you're gonna get, because that's what I've been getting using it. And it gives you that fall season vibe as well, but it also gives you wintry vibes as well. So I am taking this with me to the winter season as well. Alrighty. Last two. Let's start with Mother Earth. Mother Pat McGrath herself. This is my first eyeshadow palette that I own from Pat McGrath. And I have been wanting to get this eyeshadow palette for the longest, and specifically this eyeshadow palette, and I think this is the Mothership 7 eyeshadow palette, and I want this eyeshadow palette specifically for the purple in here and the green right next to it. Those two colors alone, looking at it online, I was like, I want those. They look like candies to me, and I really want it. And I've had this in my wish list for long time, and I was like, oh my god, should I buy it, should I not? And then you know how it is with Pat McGrath, she always has those sale. So I was like, this year I'm like, I'm gonna wait for her sale, and then if that eyeshadow palette is on sale, I'm buying it. And it was, and I bought it, and I really love it. So, and I haven't played enough with it for me to say I'm done with you. I am still taking this with me to the winter season. Last but not least is the Empowered eyeshadow palette by Huda Beauty. When this came out, I was like, oh my god, I want to get my hands on those like right away, but I was patient and I waited. I didn't even buy this during the Sephora VIB sale. No, if you want to buy Huda Beauty stuff, you wait for her sale on her website. She gives way better discounts than the VIB sale, to be honest. Okay, so that's what I did. I waited for her sale because she always does every year, and this was on sale, of course, and I bought some other stuff as well. But oh my goodness, I'm so excited that I finally have this in my hands. This is another neutral dream. Like, a lot of people got disappointed because they're saying that the color story isn't as impactful as her Rose Quartz, which, hold on, let me show you. The color story on this one is like bright and joyous, and then this one is like such a different tone, right? But I mean, it's a neutral dream for me. I really love it. Like, I preferred this color story more compared to the Natasha Denona dream palette, right? Or my dream palette. But this definitely I'm taking with me to the winter season because I want to play with it more. Yes. So there you go, my darlings. Those are the 25 eyeshadow palettes that I have with me from the beginning of fall season all the way into the holidays. That's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope I encouraged you guys and inspired you guys to make use of what you have and be beauty conscious. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Dip my